All right, going to talk about dividing fractions. This should be interesting since this is a 4th grade topic, I think, that I don't normally teach. But hey, let's think about it. So let's start with dividing a fraction. Let's start with a non-fraction problem. Let's think about 4 divided by 2. And I'm going to try to do this graphically. So if I have a line, I have 4, let's go with these centimeters here. 4 divided by 2. So here's 4. So there's a 4, and here's a 2. And the question, division, is saying, well, how many of these can fit inside of that? Well, 2, right? So this is, here's one of them, 1, 2. Now, the same thing is going to work with fractions. If I have a 1/2 being divided by a 1/4, well, how many times can a 1/4 fit into a 1/2? Well, I'm going to do this visually again. So I have, let's start with a 1. I'm going to make a big 1, though. Give me a sec. I need some tape. Here's my tape. Okay, here's a 1. So I'm going to call this from 0 to 10. Actually, this is my 1. This is my 1 full unit. But do I have a full unit? No. So this is 1. There's a 1. But I don't have a 1. I have a half. Okay, so what does this really look like? I really have this much. This is gone. Here's gone. Bye. Not here. So right here, here's what a 1 looked like. So this is what a half looks like. Now I need another 1. But I'm going to take this 1 and I'm going to divide him into 4ths. So he's going to have little pieces. Is that a 4th? There we go. Now the question is, ready? This is a 4th. How many of these right here, how many of this guy, let me make it a little bit. That's a 4th. And we decided that this was a half. How many of these 4ths can fit into that half? Well, looking at it, looks like I can put about 2 in there, right? I could put 1 right there. I could put 1 right there. So we know that 1/2 divided by 1/4 equals 2. Now that's all very visual. I'm trying to show you that I'm starting with this whole unit. I'm converting it into a half unit. I'm cutting it up. I'm taking this whole unit and I'm finding what a 4th of that looks like. And then I'm visually figuring out how many 4ths can fit inside of that half. Here's the kind of quick and easy way to do it. And learned it at some point. If I'm doing 1/2 divided by 1/4, and I already know that the answer is 2 because we've done this, I take the second fraction, I flip it, and I multiply. So flip and multiply is going to be our method here. So I go 1/2 times 4/1, which gives me 4/2, which is 2. Another way to do this, and once again, this is a review. I'm going pretty quickly on this, although this video is almost at 5 minutes. is, I call it, it's the donut method. If I wanted to do 1/2 divided by 1/4, so 1/2 divided by 1/4, and I'm showing you this method because as we're doing proportions of fractions, this will be nice. And I turn this into the donut. Ready? Donut. See, it's a big donut. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2, and that reduces to 2. So I could stack it up and do the donut method. All right, that's it for division of fractions. You're going to go practice this for a while and hopefully get your skills mastered. Excellent. So we've got donut method, flip and multiply. Those are some key things here. All right, thank you.